Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the first update stream of 2025. I hope you all had a wonderful new year and a very happy holidays and all that good stuff. And we're over here just waiting for this update to come out, the first one, again, of 2025. It is expected at normal time. It is first Thursday. No forced blueprint wipe and just a force map wipe and not a lot coming in as we normally see with January. The dev team takes a good amount of time off, a much deserved good amount of time off in December. And so, generally speaking, historically speaking, January is not a huge update month. And that is the case again for this month. But I do hope everyone had a wonderful time. I do want to preface also by saying I am sick as fuck with the flu. I had in-laws come over. They were sick as hell. We said, "Don't come over until you feel better." Then the next day they say, "We're on the train. We'll be there in 15 minutes." And we're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they're like, "No, we're better." They come over, they're hacking up lungs. And they stayed for 3 days. I thought I dodged it. I didn't dodge it. I woke up in the middle of the night the other night. I thought I was going to die. I thought I needed to go to the hospital. I'm a little better today, but my brain is not working, and I haven't been this sick in a long time. But so bear with me as I struggle to even realize what the fuck I'm doing and where I am. But it's the update stream. It's first Thursday. It's 2025. And so the update is expected to come out uh, at normal time, which is going to be like as this goes down, about half an hour from now, we'll see the server update come out. We've been seeing the server update come out about 30 minutes after. And then the client update comes out about 15 minutes later. And then we'll see a dev blog. And the dev blog this month should include like a recap of last year and then kind of this like preview of what the plans for 2025 is. And based on what I've been seeing, there's a lot of awesome stuff coming in 2025. Probably top of the list, it looks like in February, there's going to be this primitive game mode coming out, and that's with all the siege weapons and stuff like that that we've been seeing, the catapults, ballistas, siege towers, all that good stuff. Looks to be coming in the February update. But with this update today, mostly just some fixes and various quality of life stuff that we're seeing sneaking their way in. No huge additions from the looks of it, and no big gameplay changes. One of the things also, Xmas stuff, it's going to be disabled. I'm sure that's not a shock to anybody, but I hope you all enjoyed the Rust Xmas festivities the last couple weeks, but that is disabled with the update today. As I mentioned, there's no forced blueprint wipe, although many Rustafied servers and other community servers do wipe blueprints. The exception at Rustafied is with our medium threes, our long threes, and our mini servers don't wipe blueprints unless FacePunch forces it. And any other servers on Rustafied are wiping blueprints today, as it is just coinciding with the forced map wipe of the first Thursday of the month. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to do at Misty underscore, that's me, in chat. And we'll have Misty go through all the questions and we'll get to as many as we have the opportunity to. And I'm
Yes,
just
and Happy New
keeping,
Year.
yes, and Happy New Year. And also, I do want to make an announcement. One change I'm making with this year is that I'm only going to be doing these streams first Thursday of the month, generally speaking. If there's some huge stuff hitting staging, then we might stream on an off Thursday. But I was reviewing it, I was looking at it, and like a good portion of my streams, I'm just on here talking about nothing, like sharing nothing because nothing's on staging. And when I first started doing these streams, it was like 8, 9, 10 years ago, and the development cycle was much different back then. They were, in fact, on a weekly development and update release cycle way back in the day. And that's where we came up with the weekly update stream because there was an update every week and there's new stuff every week. But now they're on a monthly thing, and a lot of weeks there's just nothing to show off, nothing to talk about. And so I decided with this year, it's a new year. I'm not going to commit to streaming every week, especially if there's nothing to fucking show off. So we will stream every first Thursday and show you everything that's coming in the update. We might stream some other Thursdays if there's some hot shit hidden aux 2 or something like that. We might show off some things on off Thursdays. But I'm giving up the streaming every week come hell or high water thing because it frankly doesn't make sense anymore given the development cycle. I do hope you guys understand, but it's a new year, time for some changes, and that's one of the changes I am putting in effect. So let's get into it. What do we got going on? There's, again, not a lot going on with this update, but there are some fixes in various quality of life. They fixed the quick craft button showing number of crafting tasks instead of the number of items crafting. So there's just a little number change there. And they fixed it when you middle mouse quick craft 5 items individually. It was doing them individually instead of grouping them into 5 items. So a little improvement with the quick craft stuff. And with the wires snapping um, on the terrain, they just fixed some stuff with that. I don't know. It's like just miscellaneous little stuff with wires on terrain. And they removed the last LOD from the excavator bucket wheel so the wheel can always be seen spinning. So if you're far out, you can see that wheel spinning because that wasn't the case. They changed some stuff with the anti-hack kicks. It frees up a reserve slot for Q bypass, something like that. And they fixed the foliage grid bounds calculations, basically switching how foliage is going to be put on the maps a little bit. They did some tweaks to Wolf AI and NPC AI. I don't think anything huge of note, but might see some little various tweaks to that. And stay tuned to the dev blog for maybe some more information on that. They added some ESP canvas convars for basically, this is for admins spectating so they can kind of see some various things related to ESP. And they also converted the F1 grenade to use spec gloss. That's just a part of the skinning process. I'm not sure if that means we'll have like some skinnable F1 grenades anytime soon or if that was just some cleanup. I feel like most likely the latter, but hey, who knows? They also did a fix with the industrial conveyor not pulling from the last Dropbox slot because it wasn't doing that, and now it will be doing that. And they improved the behavior of zipline dismounts. So when you're dismounting off that zipline, it should have just a little bit better, make more sense, and behave better. The telephone was using a numbered grid instead of a letter grid, and they fixed that apparently. And they also, with that variable zoom on the scope, they added a toast thing that will prompt you on hotkeys to zoom in and zoom up and zoom down. And then that toast thing will automatically go away once you've done it 5 times. So it's just kind of one of those things for new players that might not even know you can zoom in or zoom out when looking through the scope. It'll prompt you and show you how to do it and then automatically go away once you've shown it that you can do it 5 times. They also fixed a thing where fish traps were not working after a server restart. Um, and it was basically something with the bait being loaded before the server saves, and they just resolved that. So fish traps should be working after server restarts if they weren't before. And they fixed the chat mute list exposing Steam IDs. That was no good. And they fixed the tier 1 SMG, some clipping issues with that. And then the battery showing 5 minutes of charge left instead of 24 hours and 5 minutes when greater than 24 hours of charge left. So just this display with the battery time showing left. And they even added a set battery charge admin command. So you can manually modify the charge of a battery if you wanted to as an admin, like test things out or things like that. So that's just set underscore battery underscore charge. And yeah, that about does it. As always, you can see the stuff on rustafied.com. and we will still be posting on X and everything like that with things that hit staging throughout the week and everything. So definitely do follow us on X for news throughout the week. But as always, we're still going to be doing the Thursday post on rustafied.com that summarizes everything in text and pictures and updating on X. But that's basically the main meat and potatoes of this update so far. But as I did mention, there's a lot of upcoming things that are exciting on the horizon. So that primitive game mode with the siege weapons and shields and more, that does appear to be coming in February based on a tweet from Facepunch earlier this week. They've also, of course, got the Jungle Ruins Monument being worked on. And that might even not only be a new monument, but kind of a new like mini biome with a bunch of jungle stuff, new animals, snakes, crocodiles, maybe a panther or two, some swinging vines so you can swing vine to vine like Tarzan style, and various other things. So we got a whole jungle thing coming in. There's the 4-shot mini crossbow that's still being worked on, and there's a blowpipe being worked on, and also a Knight Armor DLC. And I imagine the Knight Armor DLC is probably going to go live with that primitive stuff with the siege weapons. I could be mistaken on that, but and we don't know much about this primitive thing. Like, my sense is it's a game mode, so servers will either opt into it, opt out of it. Does that mean you'll only be able to use the siege weapons if the server's running the primitive game mode, or will those siege weapons be available to all servers just in slightly different fashion? I don't know. There's a lot I'm still curious about this primitive game mode, but given they're looking at releasing it in February, we probably won't have to wait that long to get some more details. And it might only be, another 45 minutes, half hour before that dev blog comes out and might, I think, highlight and shed some light on what that primitive stuff is going to be and how it's going to be released. But definitely interested in keeping a close eye on that. And yeah, that about does it for what's going on. We also did get a little update from Charitable Rust 2023, actually, where we supported Charity Water. And I just wanted to quickly share that um, we are basically providing fresh water to tens of thousands of people in various regions like Bangladesh. And it looks like most of that went to, yeah, some other parts of India near Bangladesh, and um, just a piece of it that has been completed is already providing almost 28,000 people with fresh water that didn't have it before. And they've begun installing latrines in schools, positively impacting like 1,000 students, and training kids on better hygiene, utilizing the water, all this really cool stuff. So I just wanted to take a moment to just acknowledge everyone for the contributions to Charitable Rust over the years. It's been 10 years. And specifically in 2023, we raised like 300,000 something for Charity Water. And it's already positively impacting the lives of tens of thousands of people over there. And a lot of the projects aren't fully complete yet. And so as we go through this year, that number is going to go up. And the amount of people that have access to fresh water through everyone's generosity in giving in 2023, it's just incredible. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick and thank everyone for their participation in Charitable Rust. And yeah, Miss D, we got any questions from the audience?
Yes, we do. Give me a sec. Someone said this isn't forced wipe. Why are you calling it force wipe?
Well, I got news for you, brother. It is Force Swipe. It's first Thursday of the month. And given it's first Thursday of the month, it is by definition a forced map wipe. And so the devs are releasing an update basically from staging to normal branch. And that will go live likely with a server update hitting about 15 minutes and then a client update hitting about 15 minutes after that. And although there is not a whole lot coming in this update, as is true for many January updates. December is historically not a very, popular month for getting new stuff in, as the dev team is taking a much needed and well deserved holiday break. It nevertheless is an update and forcing a map wipe. It's not a forced blueprint wipe, but it is, as we say, a forced wipe because first Thursday and it forces a map wipe across the board.
And speaking of all that, someone asked, what is that red UI at the top left?
Oh, that's our little thing to let you guys know what the status of the update is. And so right now, the update, as we're calling it, is building, or they're getting it ready to release. And then we see that server update go live. And when that happens, I'll update that little UI on the top left. And then once the client update comes out, that's when we say the patch is live and you guys can go update and all the servers will be wiped and you can start your fresh wipe 2025 gameplay action. So that's just a little heads up on what the status of the update is.
Rustafied Project says, thank you guys for doing this for us every month. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for saying that, man. And I so appreciate you guys. A lot of people tune in, and I think a lot of people still think we're either developers of the game or FaceBunch pays us to do this. And neither of those are the case. We're just an independent organization who loves reporting on development news and running the best servers that we can. And we're now going on, uh, this year will be 12 years at some point in the year, later in the year. But we've been doing over 11 years of this so far. And it's really incredible. When I started, I did not think we would um, grow to what we grew to or be doing. I didn't think I'd be doing this like in a decade from then. But it's all taken off and been so great. And so we're keeping at it. But the only way that we can do that is through the support of the community. So I do want to take an opportunity to just thank everyone who tunes in, to people who watch, to people who give bits and subscribe on Twitch, and to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers, because literally we wouldn't be able to do this and run the servers that we do without that support of the community. So much love to you all. And again, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and a very happy new year. And I wish you all the best in 2025. And thank you for those subs coming in as well.
Let me see here. What type of mic do you have? It sounds so clean.
Oh, thank you. I'm surprised. It's another thing that I didn't think would last this long. This is a Samsung Meteor mic. Not Samsung, but Samsung, I think. And it was only like $60, but I really like how it kind of captures the lower levels of my voice because, like most people, I hate the sound of my voice, but I hated it a little less when I heard it through this mic. And so I stuck with it.
And then you have the pea popper thingy, right?
And then I do have a pea popper thingy, yes, because I do
Yeah.
pop my peas sometimes. And I try to move my mouth away when I breathe so you all don't hear me mouth breathing over here.
Are you guys going to stop people from joining early on staging branch?
There's no way we could possibly stop people from doing that. Face Punch would be the only one who could maybe put something in place to do that. So, no, we're not going to do shit with that because it has nothing to do with what we do. It's just kind of part of the game. And if people want to utilize that, then I wish them well. And if Face Punch doesn't want people to do things like that, then they have ways they could stop it. And I wish them well too.
And I think this came in when you were talking about us not streaming every week anymore. Why don't you stream banning players or something sometimes? You would probably pop off.
Oh, I'm no Komomo. Komomo stands alone. I'm no Komomo. I thought about it back in the day, but I just don't have it in me anymore. I have nothing but respect for Komomo, but it's not the type of vibe I want to find myself in, if you know what I mean. So it's a thought, but no, not something I'm going to do.
Hope your holidays were well. Also, did the horses being able to swim while mounted update make it through through staging?
I actually don't think it did, but I'll be honest, I haven't personally tested. Maybe that is something. And can we drop a horse and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him swim? Is that something that?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Let's see. Maybe we can make him swim on staging. Let's test it out because I that was a thing that I do recall seeing, but I'm not sure that got merged in. And again, for anyone just tuning in, we are here on the update stream. There's not a whole lot going on, not a whole lot to show off, as it was pretty par for the course in January's here. But we do expect the update to come out at normal time. That looks like basically probably 9, 10 minutes from now, we should have the server update coming out. And then about 15 minutes after that, we should have the client update coming out. And then we'll say the update is live. Artemis, how you making out with that
Yeah, no, it
horse?
looks it looks
Yep. No aquatic horses or deep aquatic ventures with horses quite yet.
Will Rustafied servers get BP wiped?
Rustified servers, along with many community official servers, do wipe blueprints when the update comes out, the force map wipe. The exception to that is our medium threes, long threes, and mini servers, both in US and EU. Those servers only wipe blueprints when is forced by face punch. So, long and short, yes, many Rustified servers will wipe blueprints, the exception being medium threes, long threes, and mini.
Is today's update the siege weapons?
No, today the siege weapons did not make it in. It looks like that's coming in the primitive update for February. And I'm not surprised at that at all because, after doing this for years and years, we've come accustomed to that January isn't generally a big update because December is not a big development month. Most people take off, rightfully so, and well deservedly so. They take off for the holidays at Face Punch. And so there's like fixes and quality of life, but generally speaking, not a lot of new content or big features being launched in January. That said, they have been working on this primitive game mode, and which includes shields and the siege weapons and all that stuff. And that all looks like, based on a tweet from Facepunch earlier in the week, looks like it will be coming out in February. And I do think we'll have more information on this in the dev blog that will be coming out probably within the next half hour to 40 minutes.
Is the feature with picking up sleeping bags in TC radius going to be in this patch?
That's a good question as well. And I'll be honest, I don't know the answer to that. I took a little time off in December as well, and I'm sick as a fucking dog at the moment. So I have no idea. I wish I knew. Can we test that real quick?
yeah, I was gonna say for sure, no worries.
Okay, let's test it. Sorry, I'm definitely not 100% on my game today, but we're happy to test things.
When are they going to fix the sewers and the water treatment plants so that AI can't walk across them in mid-air? It's been years, they've fixed everything else but obvious.
Yeah, I mean, there are apparently some tweaks coming out to Wolf AI and NPC AI today. Whether or not they fix that specifically, I doubt, but it is kind of possible. But I do know they are in the process. I mean, we're seeing the process of the Wolf AI iteration that went live the other month, and then a bunch of kind of iterations on top of that. But then that was just one facet of a larger project, a larger body of work, so to speak, where they're going to be, I think, iterating on all the animal AI and the NPC AI. So I imagine that will be at some point this year. And ideally, they'll fix things like that that have been an issue for a while. Whether or not it's fixed today, though, I think it's doubtful.
Yeah, and just to confirm, you very much can pick up a sleeping bag now, yeah.
I think you got to have Miss D put one down, and then can you
Oh,
pick
fair
up
enough.
hers? I think that's the thing, actually. Sorry, I
Okay,
should have
give me a sec.
specified.
Could you do the honors? Thank you.
I just realized I didn't even load into the
Yeah,
game today, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Did
well.
it nicely, nice.
damn,
If you want to build now, that's a
nice.
lot more convenient.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
awesome.
cool. I gotta add that to the article. Nice and good
Yeah,
question on that. Thank you guys.
yeah. Give me a sec.
I
I
knew
need
I
to
was
read.
missing something.
Wouldn't hardware bans help with cheaters?
Uh, to an extent, I guess, but you can spoof hardware ID. So cheaters already went through so much trouble with VPNs and new accounts and this and that. Um, would they just start adding hardware ID spoofing into their workflow? Yes, they would. So would it help in a drastic way? No, I don't think so.
How many servers do y'all run?
I think the official number now is 37. I'm pretty sure that was last count, the amount of servers we run.
Anyways, let's do a recap.
Let's do it. I'm just adding that because that's probably like the biggest quality of life thing that came, and I didn't even have it in my article. Again, thank you for that question and having us test that because I totally missed that. But yeah, a little recapity cap here. Happy New Year, everybody. And this update is expected to come out at normal time. And that means probably in the next 5 minutes, maybe even before I finish this recap, we'll see that server update come out. When that happens, we'll start updating and wiping and getting our servers up and ready to go. And then about 10, 15 minutes after the server update comes out, we do see the client update hit, and that's when we say the update is live. And then around that time, we also see a dev blog go live. And the dev blog this month should give a little recap of 2024 and then also give us all some insight into the dev's plans for 2025. So excited to see that. But with the update today, as with many January updates of the past, not a lot of new content is coming in today. We do have all the Xmas stuff being disabled, so the Christmas Rust event is not going to be in there, as you would figure, right? But then we also have got some various fixes and quality of life stuff. So, as always, this stuff is on rustified.com. But one of the things we just distinguished, you can pick up sleeping bags in tool cupboard radius, even if they're not yours. That's cool. And they fixed the quick craft button showing number of crafting tasks instead of the items it was crafting. And also the quick craft middle mouse crafting, um, it was showing 5 items individually instead of one group of 5x items. So they fixed that. They fixed some stuff with, ooh, look at that, server updates out. I had a feeling they're on the ball today. Happy New Year, Face Punch, and thank you for being on point because I might literally die if I had to stream for much longer today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm being dramatic. I am
In game.
sick, but I'll be fine. Yeah, yeah, I'd have to respawn. Let me tweet about it though, real quick. Okay, server updates live. Let me update this little status thing. Server updates out. Boom. And that's a good sign. That means this update is coming out either on time or early. And I'm happy with either. And we should see that client update hit again in like 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll say the update is officially live. But to go back to the recapity cap here, they fixed some wires being at the wrong um, height when auto snapping to terrain. They removed the last LOD from excavator bucket wheel so the wheel can always be seen spinning so you can see if it's on from far away. They did some stuff with like anti hack kicks, um, not reserving a slot for queue bypass. I'm honestly not too sure about that one. They did some stuff with the foliage grid stuff, so we might see like some slight changes to foliage like placement. They did some tweaks to Wolf and NPC AI. They added some ESP Canvas convars for admins to use during Spectate. They converted the F1 grenade to use Spec Gloss. I'm not sure if that was just a random cleanup thing or if that means we might see some F1 grenade skins at some point. Not
Yes,
sure, but
sorry, Bucks, just to let you know, there are already skins for the F1, so
yeah,
could
I
have been a
thought so,
cleanup
but
still.
we don't see many. So maybe it's just a cleanup for that. Good call.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, those deployable skins are never that popular because people just toss them and they blow up. I feel like it's not as big of a deal for people, but maybe we'll see some more F1 grenade skins, I should say. But anyway, they also fixed the industrial conveyor not pulling from the last Dropbox spot, and they improved behavior of zipline dismounts, and they fixed the telephone using a number grid instead of a letter grid. They also added a toast message to the variable zoom scope so that it'll prompt you on the hotkeys to zoom up and zoom down, and it will stop showing that automatically after you've hit the button 5 times. So that's just for new players who might not know you can zoom in and out. Well, that toast message will tell you now. They also fixed the fish traps not working after a server restart, and they fixed chat mute list exposing Steam IDs and fixed some clipping issues with the tier 1 SMG. They fixed the battery showing 5 minutes of charge left instead of 24 hours and 5 minutes when greater than 24 hours of charge left. So just a visual improvement and fix with regards to battery time left. And speaking of batteries, they added a set battery charge admin command so you can manually modify the battery charge as an admin if you want to, say, test some things out or things like that. But yeah, that is what we've got going on in the update. Again, not like a lot of new content or anything like that, but that is generally what we see for January. But it does look like February is going to be quite the update as all this siege weapon stuff and shields and various other things, maybe a Knight Armor DLC, are coming in. And what it seems like they're calling the primitive update. And again, I don't know if this is just a new game mode that will only have the siege weapons and stuff, and a server can turn on that game mode, or if this stuff will be available in all servers in early game, or if it'll be some amalgamation of both. But very interested for some more information on this. And it does look like February is going to be a very huge content update. So we're excited for that. On top of that, there's Jungle Ruins Monument coming in with new animals like snakes and crocodiles and swinging vines and things like that. There's a 4-shot mini crossbow. There's a blowpipe coming in and various other cool stuff on the horizon. So it looks like 2025 is going to be a great year for Rust development. And as always, we'll keep you posted on how that development is going on. Again, we're going to keep doing the articles every Thursday on rustified.com. But as far as these streams are concerned, I'm only committing to doing a stream once a month, first Thursday of every month this year. We might do streams on off Thursdays if there's a bunch of stuff hitting staging. But I realized a lot of the weeks in previous years, given the development cycle and how it is, we get on and there's like nothing to show off. So it's kind of like, why are we streaming? And when we started the streams, they were on a weekly update release cycle. So it made sense to do every week. But it's been years since that's been the case. And I think it's time, new year, kind of time for a new change. So we will be doing the stream every first Thursday of the month and maybe some random Thursdays here and there when there's some cool stuff on staging. But just wanted to give you guys a little heads up on that. So next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, you're not like, hey, where the fuck are they? We are making that change for this year. But again, the server update is out and we're at 34 minutes past the hour. So I imagine the client update should be hitting in the next 5-10 minutes. And in the meantime, Miss D, do we have any other questions from the audience?
We have a few. Um, when are we going to get a duo server on God? He said.
Well, I've got no plans to open any new servers at the moment. So I don't have a good answer for you. Kind of that duo thing is something we never really touched on. We went with the solo and we went with the trio. And so duo's best bet is probably going to be trio. Don't try to duo on a solo because you'll get banned. But as far as scratching that specific duo niche, I'm not sure we're ever going to do it, if I'm being honest.
As always, we have to fix the hacker problem before you do updates, the cheaters destroying the game.
Yeah, well, the cheating is a huge problem with the game. I assert it's the biggest problem with the game. It literally is like, yeah, you could say, oh, the game needs to be optimized and then more people could play. No, fuck that. You get a good computer, you can play the game. Um, Cheating is the biggest problem in the game right now. And unfortunately, EAC, the people who literally their business is anti cheat, right? It is their one purpose as a business. And they have been paid for over a decade to solve this problem. And they are not doing their job up to snuff. And so when they don't do their job, the onus falls on us as server owners to do the best that we can do. But many times it is like putting a forest fire out with a garden hose. It's not effective. Now, that said, we are working with third party anti cheat solutions. We've been building our own in house anti cheat solution. We've been hiring more people to help respond to reports as quick as possible and remove hackers as quick as possible. It's all to say at Rustafied, we have been doing everything that we can do to fix the anti cheat problem and reduce, let me say, reduce hackers on our servers as much as possible. But when it comes down to it, it's an issue that really, to be resolved, needs to be resolved by EAC um, and FacePunch working in conjunction with them. Now, thankfully, FacePunch has ramped up their efforts with regards to anti-cheat, and they have been for the past several months, and we've seen some improvements here and there. And we also there apparently is some stuff on the horizon that will make things like ESP maybe an impossibility in the game. And I very much look forward to that. And I hope that we will get there soon. Like this quarter or next would be great. I mean, yesterday would be great, but it didn't happen. So I am very much looking forward to when FacePunch and EAC have better solutions in place for anti cheat. But in the meantime, I won't mince my words. Hacking is the biggest issue in the game right now, and it's a threat to the game. And we do everything that we can. And I do so appreciate people who put in reports on my.rustafied.com and then people who come into Discord and give report IDs. And we've trained our staff to look at those report IDs and, try to get rid of people as quick as possible. But it's such a broad issue that we can only do so much. And we really do need the people who are literally paid. It's literally their business. It would be like you hire someone to mow your lawn and they only mow your lawn like a third of the time. And then you keep employing them for like 10 years. It's like, well, okay. Um, and then you end up out there with some scissors cutting your own grass because you don't have a lawnmower because you hire someone. So you're out there cutting your grass with scissors. I'm not going to go too deep into this analogy, and I'm kind of sick with the flu right now. So I'm going to stop this right here. I do so appreciate that FacePunch is looking into the issue and prioritizing, I should say, the issue. And I look forward to a time where the issue is resolved. But I will say, unequivocally, it's a big issue. We're still manually banning hundreds of people a day on our servers for clearly hacking. And I think the onus should be on the people who are paid to remove hackers because the name of their company is literally Easy Anti Cheat. And it doesn't seem too easy. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Love you guys.
All right. When is the Rustified stats coming out?
That's the thing. We're looking for a quarter 1 release at this time. We unfortunately got delayed last month with the holidays and everything like that. And I don't want to release something that is not up to snuff. And so I did delay it in lieu of making sure that shit's good. So we'll launch it when shit's good. And hopefully that's in the next month or so.
Trying to see if there's anything that I missed in chat with questions, but I think it's just repeat. I'm not gonna do that. What is this new wipe?
So I'll give a little quick recap because it's pretty easy. There's not a lot of stuff that is coming in the January update. If you're just tuning in, the server update is live and it came out a couple minutes earlier than expected. So that means the client update probably will hit any minute now. And that's great because that means we're ready for some fresh gameplay action in 2025. But as with many January updates, because the dev team takes off a good amount of December, very rightfully so, they take a break. They work their asses off all year to put out updates every month and keep adding to this awesome game. Not a whole lot of development goes on in December. And to the extent that it does, there maybe wasn't enough time to properly test for a January launch of any new stuff. And so we don't have a lot going live with the update today. It's mainly just in the realm of fixes and some various quality of life things. I've got a summary of it on rustafied.com as I always do. And so you can see there's like some tweaks to Wolf AI and MBC AI. You can pick up sleeping bags and tool cover radius, even if they're not yours. There's some various other things like converted F1 grenade to use spec gloss and improving the behavior of zipline dismounts. Nothing that you're going to hop in the game and say like, oh wow, this is a crazy new thing. Uh, that is to be expected for a January update. That said, it does force a map wipe. So as with all first Thursdays, we got a map wipe in store. There's no sign of a forced blueprint wipe. However, many Rustafied servers and many other community servers do wipe blueprints when the update hits. And so with Rustafied servers, it is all of our servers wipe the map and the blueprints, with the exception of medium threes, long threes, and minis. Those do not wipe blueprints unless forced by Facepunch. So if you're looking for no blueprint wipe action, then check out medium threes, long threes, or minis. And yeah, and then there's a whole bunch of cool stuff on the horizon. There's the primitive update coming in February, and it looks like that's going to include all the siege weapon stuff, the ballista, the catapult, the siege tower, and various other things, the battering ram. And it looks like shields are in there too. There might even be a knight armor DLC kind of associated with that a little bit. And that's going to be a big update for February that we're looking at. And I do think there's going to be some more information on the dev blog. The dev blog apparently is going to have a recap of 2024 a bit, and then also go through what kind of some of the plans for 2025 are. And so I'm looking forward to reading that shortly. And that should go live very shortly, like a couple minutes after the client update goes live, which again, that client update should go live in the next 5-10 minutes, most likely. And I do have news that pretty much all of our servers are wiped, updated, and up. We got 2 more coming up, but once that client update hits, our servers will be up and wiped and ready to go for y'all. And yeah, and there's some cool stuff on the horizon. On top of the primitive game mode stuff, there's Jungle Ruins Monument coming in at some time. There's 4-shot mini crossbow, a blowpipe, and various other cool stuff on the horizon. So it does look like it's going to be a tremendous year for Rust development. And again, I hope everyone had a very wonderful, happy holidays and a great new year. And I wish you all the best for 2025.
Fox, can you check your PM real fast?
Let me check. Cool. And I'm
Yeah,
getting ready
like
for a raid here too. Once the client update comes out, we are going to raid iRisk as he is our featured streamer for the month. So I encourage you, as you're downloading your client update and everything, hang out for a little bit and give iRisk some love. We'll raid him in a little bit. Once, oh baby, client update's out. Boom. Let me update the thing. Go update your clients. If you have not seen it on your Steam library, restart Steam or try to verify integrity of local game cache, and you should see it. All right, awesome. Yep, client update is out. Just tweeted about it. And again, all Rustified servers are updated and wiped. We might have one or two stragglers that are coming out now, but the update is out. A very happy new year to everyone. Much love to you all. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Sorry I've been a little off today. I'm just really sick with the fucking flu and I feel like shit, but I've been doing my best. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. But I do want to thank you all so much for the support. We're not developers of the game. We're not on the Facepunch payroll. We are just an independent organization who loves reporting on development news and running the best servers that we can. And the only way we've been able to do this week after week, month after month, for going on 12 years now is through the support of the community. So to everyone who gives us bits and subscribes on Twitch, thank you. To people who just watch, thank you. And to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers, thank you all so very much for the support. We literally wouldn't be able to do this without you. So much love to you all. Again, a very happy new year. I hope you all have a great wipe and a smooth, very performant gameplay, awesome, successful wipe. And a huge thank you to Facepunch, as always, for getting these updates out on time. And a very happy new year to Facepunch, and much love to the whole team at Facepunch, because without them, none of this would be possible. So thank you, Facepunch. Thank you to my whole team at Rustafied, and especially Artemis and Misty. Thank you for being my co-MCs as always.
as always, you're very welcome.
Yep, you're welcome. Happy New Year, guys.
And yeah, with that, a very happy new year. I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful wipe. This is Bugs signing off.